sorority. I always been a part of the minorities. Fist up, middle finger to authority. Flow hotter than the oven mitt. On a mission, I be sticking to the covenant. Never go to war for the government. Widows crying out, asking where their husbands went. Had a broke heart, got it all intact. I had to leave my ex, she came crawling back. Fell up in the rap game, niggas started falling back. Niggas pledging leads to the flag, but I'm calling cap. Niggas rapping money, no precious metals. Wood grain steering wheel when the Lexus pedal. While we getting gunned down by these treacherous devils. On the real, I'm trying to build like Tetris levels.
What you grow up in? What kind of ideology did you grow up in? Church, right? Christianity?
I grew up in a Baptist church, but I never really felt like connected to it. It never really resonated with my spirit, so I kind of went on my own. So, you know, I checked out a lot of different stuff. I'll be honest with you guys, I was into some new age kind of spirituality stuff, but
what is new age spirituality stuff? Believing in unicorns and stuff? Like,
no, it's more
blood
of
baths
like,
and semen?
they kind of believe in like chakras.
Yeah.
I agree.
Finally, right?
Yeah. I quickly got out of that, so now I'm, you know, discovering my true relationship with God and Jesus, so I'm just open to finding out the truth. So I hear you guys out here, I'm curious to see what you guys are doing.
All praises, all praises. You have such a great smile.
Thank you.
Keep it up, keep it up, keep it up. Alright, well, let me get Deuteronomy 27. And the reason we're starting there is because when you look at society, you can get 28. When you look at society, as a matter of fact, Amos 3. When you look at society, where do you see the position of your people? When I say your people, understand from my perspective, it's the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Compared to the Asian, the East African, the white, the East India, you know what I'm saying, the red dot on the forehead, the people, you know what I'm saying? You know, we're disrespectful up here, right? Because we don't care about any other people, all right? And God doesn't either, all right? Yeah, it's like that. You know, we teach the truth. We don't teach that watered down, you know, stuff that the reason why you had to go find some other type of spirituality. You understand? That part, right? So let me get that. 27 to 26.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 27, verse 26. Cursed be he that confirmeth not all the words of this law.
Hold on, do me a favor. Go 27 and verse 1. No. Deuteronomy 1 and 1. Watch. You got to remember, who's speaking? This is Deuteronomy. Who's speaking?
I would assume God.
Okay. But as an extension of the Most High, who's he communicating to? Okay, but who was the one that was told to speak to the people? Moses, girl. You are killing me. It's all good. We're going to have some fun, but we're going to keep it real.
Keep it real.
All right, Deuteronomy 1 and 1.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 1, verse 1. Go. These be the words which Moses spoke unto all Israel.
These are the words which Moses spoke unto all Israel. So, Genesis, Numbers, Leviticus, Deuteronomy, Exodus. This is what the Most High spoke unto Moses. All right? So, from there, you understand, like you said, you read some of the beginning, some of the end. The middle part is where it's a little blurred, right? Let me get 27 and 26 again. Don't drop that dun-dun-dun. Alright? So, this is Deuteronomy. We get to the last verse of chapter 27. Go ahead.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 27, verse 26. Cursed be he that confirmeth not all the words of this law to do them.
Cursed be he that confirmeth not all of the words of the law to do them. Remember, the Most High gave Moses the law. Moses told us the law. We're supposed to keep the law. Did we keep the law? let's say you don't even think you Israel. Did the Israelites keep the law? No, right? Go, finish it.
And all the people shall say, Amen.
And all the people should say amen. When they say amen, it means so be it. So it said, cursed be ye that does not confirm all of the words of the law. And all of us who were standing around, we said, so be it. So be it. You can curse us if we do not do what you say. When you look at the Black, Hispanic, or Native American in the society of America today, are they at the top of the pay grade?
No.
Are they at the top of education?
No.
Are they at the top of the greatest jobs?
No.
But let me ask you a question. Do you know that so-called black men invented majority of the stuff you see today?
Yeah.
Okay, but yet we're at the bottom, right?
Yes.
Last hired, first fired, right?
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead.
Tyler Perry is at the top.
Guess what? Guess what? Now watch. You see how that work? Listen. And all that, hey, and all you gotta do is sell out to get it.
Yeah.
You gotta sell out to get it. Listen, he knew from grandmama, from Shanae, you know what I'm saying? This is how you gonna get it. You know, and us in our ignorance, like I love Martin's show. You know what I'm saying? And when Martin played his Mama Pain, and when he played Shanae, it was funny. But then now that we in this truth, it's like, what was he embedding in our heads that this is the norm? You know what I'm saying? Like when you look at Brandon T. Jackson, you know who Brandon T. Jackson is?
No.
What? Drink booty sweat, y'all. No? Okay. Brandon T. Jackson. Brandon T. Jackson is an actor/comedian, right? He's in the truth. But before, hey, he's a lot more in the truth than a Kendrick. You know what I'm saying? That part. Or any other of them celebrities.
Yeah.
I'll put it to real life. You know what I'm saying? And what he used to do was he would act out those goofy roles. You know what I'm saying? Because even in you watch Tropic Thunder?
No.
He gonna show us. Yeah, but Tropic Thunder was like a couple years ago.
Never heard of him.
What? Percy Jackson and the thingy thing? Percy Jackson?
Is it like Harry Potter?
Percy Jackson? Yeah, that was something like that.
Okay.
You're just saying okay. Did you ever watch it?
No.
You're hilarious.
You watch Harry Potter though?
No.
That's what's up. All right, cool. I like that. When he came into the knowledge of self, he had to say, you know what? I regret doing those roles. I regret putting myself out there to be the clown. Yeah.
What's his name again?
Brandon T. Jackson. All right. He was in Lottery Ticket.
This guy right here.
Oh my God, bro. You're crazy. Some like black actors?
Oh, okay. Okay.
You know him?
He looks familiar.
It's like all black people. Black people look alike.
He's a black actor.
But yeah,
He's
so
in one of them shows.
he's in a lot of them things. You know what I'm saying?
You watch TV a lot.
Yeah, I don't watch TV a lot.
Oh, that's what's up, man. That's what's up. Y'all just, I mean, it ain't like y'all got like some bomb sensey personalities or nothing. You know what I'm saying? Y'all just boring and stuff, and y'all don't watch TV. So y'all are lacking. All right?
I don't appreciate the programming aspect of it.
Hey, listen. That's why he said what he said. You know what I'm saying? What, you thought I was gonna give you my cover or something?
No, I don't want your coffee.
So that's what he was saying, right? So read 28 and 1.
It's the book of Deuteronomy. Oh, you got it. 28?
I have all of it, whatever you need. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28. Chapter 28, verse 1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe.
If we shall hearken diligently, if we shall shamai in the Hebrew, to hearken, right? To adhere, to pay attention diligently to the voice of the Lord our God, right? Go ahead.
To observe and to do all his commandments which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth.
Above all nations of the earth. Deuteronomy 7 and 6. That's what he said. That's what he would do for us. He will put us on high above all nations of the earth if we do what he say. Verse 15.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
But if we will not listen, if we will not hearken, Shemai, adhere to, right? Then what would happen?
To observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
And overtake you, right? 32.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 32.
Now, let me ask you a question. You know anything about the transatlantic slave trade?
Yeah, I know a few things about it. I know pretty much what they teach in school about it.
Based off of what they taught in school, right? When you got off of them boats, were the families separated?
Yes.
Okay, read.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 32. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people, and thy eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long, and there shall be no might in thy hand.
And there's no power in your hand to get those children back. Let me ask you, is this still happening today?
Yes.
By what form?
Are you referring to families being separated?
Yeah.
I see they try to take away the black man in like the family.
Okay, give me some more.
Maybe
What are they doing? Who is it that takes your kids out of your house?
CPS.
You see how that works?
Yeah.
These are curses.
Yes.
This isn't happening to everybody.
Right.
This ain't happening to the Jewish man
Right.
that's living in Bixby.
Right.
Huh? Bixby? That ain't happening to the Jewish man in Bixby. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Bixby?
Bixby.
Go ahead.
Verse 45 and 46.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 45. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee, and overtake thee, till thou be destroyed, because thou hearkens not unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to keep his commandments and his statutes, which he command thee this day. And they shall be upon thee for a sign, and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever.
So if this happened to your ancestors, and if last time you checked, we're still in the Christian church, saying praise Jesus to the white image. Damn, I ain't got no signs. Oh, Bazaq is fired, bro. All right. So remember the white Jesus in most churches, just like in the black churches.
Yes.
All right. You ever watch that show? No, you didn't.
Come on. What's the show? What's the show?
It's called. There's a show now that's out now called Reservation Dogs. It's like a spin-off of Reservoir Dogs. It's supposed to be Native Americans on the reservation.
Okay.
One of the girls, she's chilling. One of the girls, she's chilling, and she's talking about her brother or her cousin that had hung himself, and it's like a comedy drama. And she looks up and says, "What's up, white Jesus?" You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
They know.
you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, we got that white Jesus in our house. We've been had that. Every Jehovah's Witness got a white Jesus in their house.
Tatted.
You know what I'm saying? You got brothers that are tatted with white Jesus.
The bar.
You understand?
I understand.
So if you don't think it, so we're dealing with these curses. Now watch this. How did the black man get to America? What did they teach us?
Well, they taught us that we came here through these huge ships in the bottom.
It was through the Moors.
Laid down and
Aren't the
came
Moors
up.
Israelites?
Some of them. You chill out. Calm down.
I'm saying, he's talking to me.
Listen.
Alright.
Yeah, man, I'm talking to Alyssa.
Yeah,
Alyssa, right?
Yeah.
There we go. See, I didn't forget that. Let me get 68.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
Exodus 20 and 2.
Uh-oh.
Huh?
Read it again.
Read it again.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
With ships. How'd you get to America?
With a ship.
With a ship.
Okay.
Exodus 20 and 2.
The book of Exodus, chapter 20, verse 2. I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt,
The land of Egypt.
out of the house.
Well, what is the land of Egypt? What was Egypt to the Israelites?
I don't know.
It was their first captivity. Remember, Joseph was in power. That Pharaoh died. Later on, another Pharaoh rose up in due time. But by now, Israel has grown from just 12 sons and their wives and this and the other to hundreds of thousands of Israelites, right?
Yeah.
So now you have the Pharaoh, and he says, we can't allow them to be walking around free, because there might come a time where they might join forces with our enemies to overthrow us. That's what the Pharaoh said. So what did the Pharaoh do? He made us to work. He ruled over us with rigor. So now he made us slaves. So that was our first captivity. Because before that, we weren't ever in captivity. You understand? Go ahead.
I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage.
Out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. So to an Israelite, Egypt is synonymous with bondage. All right? Slavery. All right? To bind. All right? You know what it is when you're bound?
Yes.
All right then. All right?
Verse 68, Deuteronomy 28, verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, by the way whereof I spoke unto thee. Thou shalt see it no more again.
He said we weren't going to go into Egypt like that ever again. So if that's what he said, when he's telling you you're going to go into Egypt on ships, it can't be talking about a literal place called Egypt. You understand? Go ahead.
And there you shall be sold unto your enemies.
When we got off those ships, what happened?
Sold to the enemy.
For bondmen
For slave man
and bondwomen,
slave woman.
and no man shall buy you.
When you go into the Hebrew, that word buy means to redeem. All right? Did Martin Luther King save us?
No.
Malcolm X?
No.
Cesar Chavez?
No.
Marcus Garvey?
No.
Jesse Jackson? Keep hope alive.
No.
All right then. So nobody's been able to redeem us out of this.
Yes.
Let me get that Exodus 21:16. Oh, well, he got it there. Hold on. I want you to go to, okay. Amos. 21:16. Come on, go ahead. This is the law.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 21, verse 16.
Genesis to Deuteronomy is the law.
Right.
And he that stealeth a man,
Were we stolen?
Yes.
From where?
Africa.
Oh, you smart, girl. Go ahead. See, that's how you know her spirit is genuine with this. You understand? She ain't come up here trying to make no excuses. You know what I'm saying? She ain't trying to sugarcoat no shit. All right? We were stolen, kidnapped. Go ahead. 21:16.
and he that stealeth a man, and selleth him,
When we were stolen from Africa,
Right.
and when we got over here, we were sold.
Yes.
Go ahead.
or if he be found in his hand,
Are we still in their hand?
Yes.
Why?
Just based on the unequal economic standing.
Not even just that, just still being here.
Yeah.
You're not in your homeland.
Stockholm syndrome.
That too.
Yeah.
Yeah, somebody said Stockholm syndrome was something weird. I don't remember. You know. He over here like this. He over here like this.
now you know it.
I have a question.
What's up?
So what does a colored person do in order to break out of this bondage?
Ecclesiastes 12 and 13.
That's a great question.
1 John 5.
Go ahead.
Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter.
The conclusion of the whole, you just said, what is the end result?
Right.
How do we get up out of this? Go ahead.
Fear God
We got to fear the Most High.
and keep his commandments.
We got to keep his
For
commandments.
this is the whole duty of man.
That's all we had to do. Amos 3.
You said 1 John 5, right?
5, verse 2 and verse 3.
Oh, yeah. This is the book of 1 John, chapter 2, verse 3.
Chapter 5.
Oh, conflict.
New readers.
This is Salakia.
I'm like, y'all look back like, this is my turn, coach.
This is the book of 1 John, chapter 5, verse 2. By this, we know that we love the children of God.
By this we know we love the children of God. You're a child of the Most High. And I'm going to show you how we love you. Right? The Christian church don't love us. Our friends and family, they don't really love us. It's lip service.
Yes.
They're not doing it in action. They're not doing it how the Most High said to do it. Go ahead.
For this is the love of God, that we keep, Salakia. By this we know that we love the children of God.
This is how we know that the people, this is how you know that you're loved. Right? How do you know that you're loved?
When we love God and keep His commandments.
That's the whole duty of man, right? To keep his commandments.
Huh.
Now we know that we love you by how you present yourself, how you move, how you act, by keeping the laws. Go ahead.
For this is the love of God.
What is the love of God? Everybody talk about God, love God, this and that. Don't worry, I ain't gonna do nothing to you. Go ahead.
That we keep His commandments.
That we keep His commandments.
And His commandments are not grievous.
And His commandments are not grievous. So I'm not going to commit adultery by sleeping with my brother's wife, because it doesn't hurt me to not do that. It's not a hard thing to do. I'm not going to sell you drugs. It's not a hard thing to do. I'm not going to rob you. All right? So it's not a difficult thing to do. They put Christ on this mythical stage and be like, well, he was the only one that's able to keep the law. No, he wasn't the only one to keep the law. People kept the law. Let me get that. Luke 1 and 5. Go ahead.
Amos 3.
This is the book of Amos, chapter 3,
Verse 1.
verse 1.
Start from there.
Hear this word that the Lord has spoken against you, O children of Israel.
See, this is what the Lord said about you. This is what the Lord said about all of us. As you can see, we out here. We out here. We in these cars. We in this McDonald's. You know what I'm saying? Eating them bacon burgers. Going off. Because we ain't supposed to be eating pork. Go ahead.
That's the law.
Against the whole family.
Against the whole family. This is what the Most High said about the whole family. Not just me, not just you, Elizabeth. Go ahead.
Which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying.
Brought up out of the land of Egypt. Go ahead. Out of bondage. I took you out of bondage. And what is he saying?
You only have I known of all the families of the earth.
The Most High only know you. He don't know everybody else. He ain't worried about them. Go ahead.
Therefore, I will punish you for all your iniquities.
So that's why we go through what we go through. Because he's punishing us for all of our wickedness. Keep going.
Okay.
Can two walk together except they be agreed?
Can two walk together except they be on the same mindset?
Oh, yeah.
So all of these brothers up here walk with me because we have the same mind. Do what we're supposed to do. Follow the law, statutes, commandments, and love our people. And love the Most High. You understand? Right. That's why we can walk together. We can't walk with the world because the world don't agree with this.
Yeah. I think I'm understanding now. I'm understanding.
Now you understand why we out here.
Yeah, I understand.
All praises. Because remember, he said he was going to set us on high above all the nations. And then we just read that because of your iniquity, he going to judge us.
Yeah.
Right? What you think slavery for 400 plus years is?
Right.
Judgment.
So you think we gonna go through that slavery and all them people put their hands on us and they don't have something coming to them?
Right.
Even if you have a child and you beat your child, guess what? That's you dealing with your child. Let the next person come and touch your child. You take their head off.
Right.
How you think the Most High feel about you if somebody else touch you? See how that work? You the apple of his eye. You know what that means? That means when you look into, like, come here. When you look into someone's eye, you can see your reflection. You ever notice that? That's what it is to be that's what it is when you're staring at yourself. So when the Most High is looking at us, he sees him.
Made in his image. Okay.
Go ahead.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7, verse 6. For thou art a holy people unto the Lord thy God.
See, the Most High said, you are a holy people. You are a separate people. Holy means to be set apart, separate, Kodash, this brother's name, all right? It means to be separated, right, from everybody else. Go ahead.
That's why he said, you only have I known of all the families of the earth. Go ahead.
The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people.
You were chosen to be a special people.
Unto himself.
Unto him.
above all people,
above everybody else
that are upon the face of the earth.
They're not going to teach you this.
Right.
Because we were slaves. So the only thing they're going to tell you is be a good Christian. Do what we say. Be passive. Don't be aggressive. Don't stand for anything like Colin Kaepernick, or we're going to take everything from you.
Right.
You can't have a voice in this society unless you're prepared to not live for them, but live for the Most High.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's why our voice rings louder than anybody else's out here. Because we have our purpose, and we do our purpose. We fulfill our purpose daily. But the world does what they do. They're going to keep doing it. But that's why we got to keep coming out here. You think these brothers came out here by choice? No. Everybody was doing whatever they were doing. Gang banging, slanging, pimping and pandering, any and everything. And the Most High said, no, brother, I want you out them streets. I want you to tell your people to love each other. Do better. Right? Like Christ said to do. And guess what? It wasn't by choice. Just like it wasn't by choice for you to still stand here. And that's what sets you apart from a lot of other people that can walk by even though they heard it and go about their day.
Right.
You understand? Now guess what? The ball's going to be in your court. Because what the Most High doing is he's showing you who you are. He's showing you you're special. Then he going to be like, well, what you going to do with it?
Yes, yes.
What you going to do with it? You know what I'm saying?
She wants you to give me another, you want me to give you another chance. Biggie, give me one more chance.
Excuse me.
Huh?
What's Salakia?
It means forgive me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You listening. I like that.
Thou will say then unto me, why do he yet find fault? For who hath resisted his will?
Who have resisted the will of the Most High? You ain't, like I said, this ain't by choice.
Right, right.
Nothing we did was by choice. We ain't, listen, even the work that you and this brother is doing, it's not by choice. It's by grand design. It's the path that you're on. If it wasn't for you being on the path that you're on, you wouldn't be out here today.
Right. Yeah,
See
I'm
how
so
that
happy
works?
I met you guys.
All right, where we at?
Go ahead.
What we like him?
This is Book of Luke. You like who, me?
Oh, no.
Book of Luke,
You just failed.
chapter 12, verse 41. Then Peter said unto him, Lord, speakest thou this parable unto us, or even to all? And the Lord said, who then is this faithful and wise steward, whom his Lord shall make ruler over his household, to give them their portion of meat in due season? Blessed is that servant, whom his Lord, when he cometh, shall find so doing. Of a truth, I say unto you.
And what it's talking about is doing his work, right? And he going,
that he will make him ruler over all that he hath. But, and if that servant say in his heart, my Lord delayeth his coming, and shall begin to beat the man's servant and maidens, and to eat and drink, and to be drunken.
see? And that's because he's not being patient. You know what I'm saying? He's not. We're waiting on Christ, right?
Right.
But while waiting on Christ, some people that fire burns out,
Right.
and then it turns into, man, you know, God ain't coming no time soon. Let me get to smoking my bud.
Right.
Let me get to doing a bunch of wickedness.
Fire.
You know what I'm saying?
Pleasing themselves.
Of course.
Right.
Go ahead.
The Lord of that servant will come in a day when he looketh not for him.
That's why you got to be watchers. That's why we the watchmen, right? We watching everything. We watching for the times. We watching for the seasons, right?
Hit my tongue. Go ahead.
And at an hour when he is not aware, and will cut him in sunder, and will appoint him his portion with the unbelievers.
And guess what? That man that was supposed to be guiding you all, that's like a TD Jakes. That's like a Creflo Dollar, right?
You said TDJ?
Yeah.
Ew.
Yeah, that's my point. His job was supposed to teach us, but he didn't do that,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
So guess what? His portion shall be with the deceivers and the devils
Yeah.
and the non-believers. He'll have to die in his iniquity, right? Go ahead.
And that servant which knew the Lord's will, and prepared not himself, neither did according to his will, shall...
See? And the servant that knew the Lord's will and did not prepare himself. See, we trying to prepare ourselves. We preparing ourselves for whatever's to come.
Right.
Right? But there's a servant, there's men out there that are not preparing themselves. Right? They have the information, they know the truth, but they're not preparing themselves yet. You know what I'm saying?
What did I tell you earlier? I told him earlier he needs to turn from his wicked ways. And you guys are here.
Listen. He's afflicting himself. Go ahead, brother.
And that servant which knew his Lord's will and prepared not himself, neither did according to his will, shall be beaten with many stripes. But he that knew not and did commit things worthy of stripes shall be beaten with few stripes.
Yeah, because he didn't know no better. You understand? The man that didn't hear this and doesn't know any better will be beaten with less stripes. But the brother that does know about this, and he heard it many weeks.
Right.
But the brothers that do know about this and still go about their wicked ways and not do what they're supposed to do, guess what? They'll be beaten with more stripes.
Right.
Go ahead.
For unto whomsoever much is given,
So whoever is given a lot of responsibilities, go ahead.
of him shall be much required.
Much is required. All right, go ahead.
And to whom men have committed much, of him they will ask the more. I am come to send fire.
So that's what you have to
Con is
understand.
done?
Con is yes.
Yes. Okay.
Con.
Con.
There you go. Con. Listen, I hit it with some more stuff. Bahashima Mashiach Yahweh. You don't seem like someone that's been indoctrinated, so I don't have to go into too much stuff.
Right.
But at the same time, there's still strongholds that are upon our people that prevents them from walking in the straight and narrow. You understand?
So can I ask a clarification question, I guess?
You can ask all the questions in the world.
So you guys are here to promote righteousness
Yes,
for the
ma'am.
colored people?
For the colored people? No. For the black, Hispanic, and Native American man, woman, and child. Africans are colored too. They just not us.
Right, okay.
When you see them out here in these streets, do they look like they be like us? No. They swag ain't even on point. You know what I'm saying?
I understand. I think I understand.
Huh? Yeah, who did Jesus die for? You know what I'm saying? Let me get that. Matthew 1, Luke 1 and 67. Go ahead.
You want which one?
No, I want what you say you're pulling. Everybody want to do better, man. Luke 1 and 67.
I got it, coach.
We show us around.
Don't give him nothing to read.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 13. But he that shall endure unto the end, go ahead, the same shall be saved. That's who's going to be saved out of this hellhole that we're in. That person that endures unto the end. And I say that to say this, right? Brothers, sisters, they find out the truth. They start trying to walk the walk, but they don't endure. Their fire burns out. I'm tired of this, and I don't, things aren't changing for me. And no, times get hard.
Right.
As a Christian or as someone in the world, the hard times for you, you know what you can do to get past it? Smoke some weed. When you over here, we don't smoke. So there's no get drunk or get high to pass the time, right? We go through our stuff. But guess what? Galatians 6 and 2. So guess what? What we do is, you gotta understand, it gets difficult. It gets difficult. The Most High will take everything from you. You still gotta endure. When you hear somebody say endure to the end, what does that mean to you?
No matter what, you have to keep on your path of righteousness.
See? Now watch this. Why is that so difficult even for people in the truth?
Because
When they hear, they don't like they hear endure to the end, and then when times get hard, they be like, oh man, this is too hard. No, you still gotta keep pushing.
Right.
Oh, get that.
This is the book of Galatians, chapter 6, verse 2.
Bring it up.
Bear ye one another's burdens,
We gotta bear one another's burdens.
and so fulfill the law of Christ.
And while doing that, we fulfill the law of Christ by loving our brother. You understand? And sister. Right? You got that? Luke 1. 1 and 5, yeah.
It's the book of Luke, chapter 1, verse 5. There was in the days of Herod, the king of Judea, a certain priest named Zacharias.
Zacharias is John the Baptist's dad, right? Because people will be like, oh, we can't keep the law. The law. Hibbity hoopla. Right? Go ahead.
God. A certain priest named Zacharias of the course of Abiah, and his wife was of the daughter of Aaron.
Go ahead.
And
his
her
wife was a Levite. Go ahead.
And her name
Just
was
like he
Elizabeth.
is. And her name was Elizabeth. Read.
And they were both righteous before God.
And they were both righteous. Go ahead.
Walked in all the commandments.
Walking in all the commandments.
And ordinances.
And ordinances.
Of the Lord blameless.
Blameless. It can be done.
Matthew 5 and 48. 1 Corinthians 14 and 40.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 48. Be ye therefore perfect.
This is what Christ said. You gotta be perfect. Go ahead.
Be ye therefore perfect, even as your Father, which is in the heaven, is perfect.
Just like your Father, which is in heaven, is perfect. Christ told you, there ain't no exceptions.
Right.
You can't almost be perfect. No, be perfect. Go ahead.
This is the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 14, verse 40. Let all things be done decently and in order.
Decently and in order. So this walk is about just being on point. You're going to fall. You're going to fall. Don't feel no type of way. You're going to fall. But guess what? You got to get back up. Got to get back up. We have all fallen. But as you can see, we're still pushing forward. See how that works? They're going to tell you, you can't do it. Let me tell you something. You know, family members have disowned brothers and sisters because they want to serve the Lord. You ain't out here shoving no bomb needles. Boom! You ain't doing nothing crazy. You want to keep Passover. You don't want to keep Christmas no more.
Right.
You don't want to keep Thanksgiving that commemorates the white man killing the Native Americans. You're Gadites.
Right.
But when you don't do that, now you're shunned. Now you're crazy. Because you don't want to eat shrimp, crab, and lobster like he told you not to.
Right.
But you're crazy. But I can eat escargot, snail eggs. And I'm not crazy?
But when you want to drink and poison your body, they welcome.
Of course.
Just like y'all still drinking. So hold on. Where you at?
Yeah, go ahead.
This is the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 2 from the top. My son, if thou come to serve the Lord,
Young lady, if you come to serve the Lord, what do you got to do?
prepare thy soul for temptation.
You got to
Prepare your soul for temptation.
There's going to be many tempting things that you've done in your past that can be tempting.
But you got to prepare your soul for that stuff.
You understand?
Go ahead, read that.
The just man fall.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 14, verse 16. For a just man falleth 7 times
A just man falls 7 times. Go ahead.
and rises up again.
And gets back up. If you trip in a race, you get back up. The loser is going to do what? He going to trip and stay on the ground.
Quit.
Yeah.
Give up.
Give up. They did not endure unto the end. Go ahead. Hey, what Nipsey say? The marathon continues. Go ahead.
But the wicked shall fall into mischief.
But the wicked shall just stay there. Staying in mischief. Don't be wicked. Go ahead, read it then, read it.
This is 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 13. New Living Translation. The temptations in your heart are no different from what others experience.
Read it again.
The temptations in your life are no different from what others experience.
What you go through ain't unique. What these brothers go through ain't unique. I might not have gone through what he went through, but guess what? The next man did. I might not resonate with what you've gone through, but guess what? The next person has. Go ahead.
And God is faithful. He will not allow the temptation to be more than you can stand.
You will never make it to where you can't handle it. To where you can't keep going.
Right.
It's the devil that tells you you can't keep going. It's the devil that tells you, you know, man, just give up, man. Hey, Yeah, that blunt looking real good right about now. Just give up. What are you still going for?
Right.
If you got a drinking problem, that cerveza is looking real good. Looking real good, huh? Let me get that J, fool.
I'm really racist up here.
When you are tempted, he will show you a way out.
But when you're tempted, the Most High is going to show you a way out. You ever been to church?
Yes.
How many Bible verses did they read in that hour and a half, 2 hours that you sat there?
Maybe 3 at the most.
Maybe 3 at the most, right? And they give you a whole breakdown in them 3 verses.
Yeah.
We done read, but I don't know how many verses we done read so far.
Right.
And that's why they won't come out here and talk to us.
Hey, talk about it.
Listen, they won't even let us in their churches to talk to them about this. That's why we ain't worried about nothing. That's why when I said we the church. We the church.
Right.
We go anywhere and put in this work. You know what I'm saying? We wish they would allow themselves. We wish they would come up here and talk to us, man. We done had Coptic priests come up here and try to listen and try and talk to us like I'm Egyptian and what the ISIS did to the Egyptian and beheading them. I was like, yeah, man. So what is happening to the black and Hispanic and the Native American in this America? Everybody always worry about them. Ain't nobody worry about us. And we still here. Go ahead.
It's the book of Mark, chapter 4, verse 14. The sower soweth the word. And these are there by the wayside. Where the word is sown.
See, the sower soweth the word. What we doing is we sowing the word. You chilling right here, you're taking that word in, right? Go ahead.
But when they haven't heard, Satan cometh.
But when you've heard it, then Satan comes. So I'm telling you this because you got to prepare yourself for when you on your walk in life and you might be being edified, maybe watching something on YouTube or something, watching one of the classes, or even standing up here. Guess what? Satan will walk up and go ahead.
Cometh immediately and taketh away the word that was sown in their hearts.
And he'll take the word out of you. You standing here like, yo, this is deep. And all of a sudden he comes up, man, you niggas is crazy. Ain't none of that stuff real. You know, Jesus was a white man. And then all of a sudden you're just like, what's going on? And now you're just done, and now you got to walk to the bus stop because you got to catch your bus. You understand? The word is gone now. But that's why the Most High ain't allowing that to happen for you right now. He allowing you to stand here and hear this. Right? Whether you hear it or forbear it. Watch this. Ezekiel 3. Go ahead. You got it. Go ahead.
Verse 16. And these are they likewise which are sown on stony ground. Who when they have heard the word, immediately receive it with gladness.
You receive it with gladness, right? But guess what? It's on stony ground. You heard the word and received it with gladness. But go ahead.
And have no root in themselves.
And it just it just will not blossom out of you. Go ahead.
And so endureth but for a time.
But you only get through it for a time. You only hear it and it be like, yo, this is powerful. Listen, bro, you hear it and it's powerful, and then all of a sudden, a week later, you back doing the stuff you was always doing. And then you be living that life for another 4 or 5 years. Now, hey, let me get that Terry knot. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. Go ahead.
And afterwards, when affliction or persecution arises for the word's sake,
and when you heard the word and it's once again it's on stony ground because there's nothing rooting up out of you, and then affliction comes, hard times come, then what?
And arises for the word's sake, immediately they are offended,
and then that's when it's back to the world, because it just don't work for you. Doing what's right just don't work for you, huh? Too hard. This is bad driving. Go ahead.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 5, verse 7.
Bring it up.
Make no tarry to turn to the Lord.
Make no tarry. It means don't wait to turn to the Lord. Some brothers and sisters have tarried They've waited. And it's like, make no tarry. Make no tarry, right? Listen, I ain't gonna lie. When I heard this 5 years ago, it was around March. By the time it's May, I was prospecting. I was at camp like, yo, I heard this. I tried to debunk it. I tried to cut it with everything I could find, but I couldn't do anything.
So what do you mean by camp?
This is camp.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm in camp.
You at camp.
Okay.
Yeah.
3 and 16.
Right? So when we were, all of us, we all heard it, and I'm not saying that everybody did it right away, but I'm telling you now, we're telling you now, tarry not. That goes for everybody. Tarry not. Tarry not. I don't care if you in this truth. Tarry not. Always self-evaluate. Always check yourself. Always. You understand? Go ahead.
And put not off from day to day. For suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord come forth, and in thy security thou shalt be destroyed.
And when you thinking you safe, that's when you're gonna be destroyed. Because you tarried, you put off what you should be doing right now. You put off the work of today for tomorrow, and then Christ comes today and you're destroyed. Because I'm safe. I'm safe right now. It's gonna be all right. I got another week or so before anything pop off. Then martial law hit. Then the famine of the food, famine of the word, famine of the scriptures. Y'all ain't gonna see brothers out here teaching, because we gonna be safe. We gonna be safe wherever we at, because we the ones putting in the work. And I'm not saying we as in me, because listen, the Most High can take the spirit off me today, and I can be the same nigga in the world again. He can do that. But guess what? If he talking to you now, tarry not. Don't wait. Get your ass out here. Go ahead. You finish it?
And perish in the day of vengeance.
And you'll perish in the day of vengeance. Zephaniah 2 and 1. I need my...
I have another question.
Go ahead.
So do you guys believe like the end times is near? Like,
of course.
I guess I want to say, what's your stance on the book of Revelation in terms to the times of now?
You get Revelation 8.
Got it out?
And start at verse 12.
Okay, this will be my last question.
Did you ask it yet? Okay. This is the book of Revelations, chapter 8, verse 12. And the fourth angel sounded, and the third part of the sun was smitten, and the third part of the moon, and the third part of the stars.
All right, that's talking about there being very little knowledge in the earth of this of the Most High's work, right? So during slavery, there was barely any information out there, but there was still some that believed and knew that we were Israel, right? Go ahead.
And the third part of the moon, and the third part of the stars, so as the third part of them was darkened, and the day shone.
No light in them. Go ahead.
And the day shone not for a third part.
And that light doesn't shine for a while. Go ahead, which is until now. Go ahead.
And the night likewise. And I beheld and heard an angel flying through the midst of heaven, saying with a loud voice, Woe, woe, woe to the inhabitants of the earth.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. That's three woes. That's, woe means destruction. But when we dealing with the three woes, that's World War I, World War II, and World War III. Go ahead. So guess what? There's going to be a world war. A third one. Go ahead.
To the inhabitants of the earth. To the inhabitants of the earth. By reason of the other voices of the trumpet of the three angels which are yet to sound.
Salakia, chapter 9. And the fifth angel sounded, and I saw a star fall from heaven unto the earth.
That star, watch this. It's so funny, right? I was watching, because y'all don't watch nothing. Listen, I was watching a show or a movie, and they said, Jungle Cruise.
Oh, come on.
Watch. Did you watch it?
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah.
Watch this. Let me see if he caught it.
It's with the rock in there.
Yeah. But you watch it.
I fell asleep.
Come on, dude. You watch it? There was a name that the girl said. There was a name that the woman said when they was on the boat. Was they on the boat? I don't know. But there was a name the woman said. No. She said Kaiser Wilhelm.
Yeah.
Don't say yeah like you heard it.
I mean,
All right then, that's what I thought.
I heard what she said.
I'm sure you did. You watched the whole thing. Yeah.
No,
Okay.
I nearly fell asleep. I did.
I watched the whole thing. I think. All right. Yeah. Usually, if I pass on, I'll play it back where I started it. But Kaiser Wilhelm, right? That's who the worm is. Go ahead. That's the star that fell from heaven. Why? Because heaven is rulership, power. Kaiser Wilhelm was the last king of Germany. All right? Kaiser Wilhelm III. Read.
And I saw a star fall from heaven unto the earth.
Unto the earth. So he went from being in rulership to being just a mere regular ass man. Fell out of power. Go ahead.
And to him was given the key of the bottomless pit.
Which was Europe. Go ahead.
And he opened the bottomless pit. And there arose a smoke out of the pit, as the smoke of a great furnace. And the sun and the air were darkened by reason of the smoke of the pit. And there came out of the smoke locusts upon the earth.
Now, this is a vision. This is a vision. Locusts are what? Bugs, right? Okay. Now watch. When you see a swarm of those, what he's seeing is airplanes. He can't describe it because this is John. There's no airplanes was ever around. So he's describing them as if they're locusts. So he says, I see locusts come up out of the smoke. Go ahead.
And there came out of the smoke locusts upon the earth. And unto them was given power.
And unto those,
as the scorpions of the earth have power.
Let me ask you a question. Where does the scorpion have power at? The scorpion. Where does his power come from? Hold that. Yeah. A scorpion. You're from California, girl.
I never seen a scorpion. Huh?
Okay. Listen, it's all good. It's all good.
I know what a scorpion is, but I just don't know.
Where does the scorpion get its venom at? Where's its venom?
His little pincher tail?
Its tail.
Yeah.
When you're in a fighter jet, where's the gunner? This is World War I. The tail of the plane.
Right.
That's why I said the stinger. It said these are locusts, and they have a stinger like a scorpion. Like I told you, he doesn't know what a fighter jet looks like.
Oh, okay.
So he's seeing that power is coming from the tail end of the locust.
Okay, I see where you're going.
Yeah, it's a fighter jet.
So you said
even the scholars agree that the three bowls are people.
Of course.
People
so you said Europe is hell?
The bottomless
What
pit.
did you say about Europe?
The bottomless pit, because there's no natural resources there. Yeah.
Think about it.
As opposed to Africa.
As opposed to America, as opposed to Asia. Go ahead.
Verse 4. And it was commanded them that they should not hurt the grass of the earth.
The grass of the earth is talking about the people, right? Certain people. Go ahead.
Neither any green thing, neither any tree, but only those men which have not the seal of God in their foreheads.
But only hurt those people which don't have the seal of God in their forehead, right? I need you to grab my Hold on. Y'all can side camp and everything, bro.
No, we're finding the plane right
I'm
now.
talking to him.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Got the flyer. I hear you.
He got the flyer on.
I was just reading the flyer.
Everybody
Second Kings 19 and 26.
So when you guys say
Yeah, what does it say? Huh?
It's Hebrew. It's the ancient Hebrew. It's the Lashon Kodash, the holy tongue.
It's like I couldn't hear you. 19 and 26.
So Khan is like yes. So what did he say? No.
Like people say, most of the words you know is from that. Like when the babies, they already speak it.
Read that. I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you how the people are the grass. Go ahead.
Don't worry, we're still dealing with yours.
This is the book of 2 Kings.
Don't let the devil come and take it away.
Okay.
Man,
This is the book
listen,
of
we just talked about it.
This
Listen,
is the book of 2
because
Kings.
once she started talking to them, she's trying to interrupt,
Right.
and then she got your attention.
Right.
Now you ain't listening.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay, come on.
Quick. I know. Yeah, she better.
This is the book
Terry
of
not.
Terry not. This is the book of 2 Kings, chapter 19, verse 26. Therefore, their inhabitants were of small power. They were dismayed and confounded. They were as the grass of the field, and as the green herb, and as the grass on the housetops.
See? Go ahead.
And as corn blasted before it be grown up.
So people are like grass. You understand? Grass ain't got no power. Walking around on the grass, cut the grass. Grass has no self-defense mechanism. Grass ain't got no power. Right? Hey, listen. I'm trying to tell you. Go ahead, y'all good? Y'all good? Y'all can walk straight through. Don't worry about the camera. Yeah, white power. It's all good.
Joel 5 and 25.
She knew not to come up here asking us.
Bring that demon over this way.
Said Job?
Yeah.
Come on, go ahead.
It's the book of Job, chapter 5, verse 25. Thou shalt know also that thy seed shall be great, and thy offspring as the grass of the earth.
And the offspring as the grass of the earth. Why? Because the grass is in abundance. That's all it's talking about right there. There's going to be so many. That's why I say you're like the sand of the sea. It don't say the sand of the beach. It says the sand of the sea. It's an innumerable amount. You can't number them. See how that works? That's why it says you're like the stars of heaven. You can't count them.
They've been trying to all their life, huh?
Can't count them.
The NASA still can't figure
So
it out.
keep reading.
Revelation?
Yeah. You dropped it, bro.
I didn't think I did. I'm here.
Let me. Is it 6 o'clock? It's 6:12.
6:06.
Why? What you waiting on?
My ride back to work. They're not here yet. So. Y'all keep hearing the word.
Yeah. That's what they gonna do. They ain't gonna know where to be.
And you need to be here.
Yeah, that was.
Listen.
Huh? Nah, she waiting on people. She working. Yeah. She ain't really working though. She don't work hard at all. Give me some. You there? Go ahead.
This is the book of Revelations, chapter 9, verse 5. And to them it was given that they should not kill them, but that they should be tormented 5 months.
5 months. 5 months is 5 years. World War I lasted for only so long. You understand? Go ahead.
And to them it was given that that they should not kill them, but that they should be tormented 5 months. And their torment was as the torment of a scorpion when he striketh the man.
Go ahead.
And in those days shall men seek death.
And in those days shall men seek death. Y'all, you, oh my God. You ever watch Dead Presidents? Remember when they was at Vietnam War? I know. Go ahead. Listen,
right there, brother. Come on, brother.
listen. That's why I can't. Go ahead. No, I gotta do this. I gotta edify. It's all good, man. It's all good.
And in those days, shall man seek death and shall not find it.
Those days shall men seek death and not find it. Go ahead. Listen. Those days, men should seek death and not find it. Why? Because when you used to get shot, and remember the dude that was laying on the ground and they put his penis in his mouth? Yeah. And all his insides was cut open? My nigga. Lorenz say had to give him another shot of morphine just to kill him. In those days, men shall seek death and won't find it. That man was gonna have to go home like that, without his stuff.
Can you repeat the last one again? Salaki.
Yeah. I like that Salaki.
Yeah.
It rolled off the tongue.
Pause.
And in those days shall men seek death and shall not find it.
This is World War I. Men shall seek death and not find it. Go ahead.
And shall desire to die.
And they shall desire to die. You used to have people that be laying there on the ground. They got their legs blown off from a mine, a claymore, and then they're just sitting there. They got the morphine in their system, so they're not feeling the pain. And then they got a cigarette in their mouth, and they're just like, "Yo, just kill me because I don't want to go home to my woman like this." They would seek death, and they would not find it because they was not going to kill you. If you was in the U.S. military and you got injured in battle, they were trying to save your life. Bubba Gump, you know what I'm saying? Lieutenant Dan, he lost both legs in the war. He wanted to die. He eventually committed suicide, didn't he? Something happened.
Brother died.
Yeah.
Black man died.
Yeah.
World War III is coming too.
Of course.
So what do the people need to do to get ready?
You already heard.
What can they do? They like this is a lot for them to take in. Like what's something?
What you
small
mean?
that
What did we do? We heard it. We accepted
what's
it.
the first step you took?
Start changing our lives. Start changing the way we walk.
Right.
Start keeping the law, statutes, and commandments from Genesis to Deuteronomy. Right. Start there. Learn the law. But we also have to remember that Christ died for us. Christ shed His life for us, His blood. Right. Any other person, they wouldn't be so up for it. Even Christ wasn't necessarily up for it. But guess what? He knew that was his cup to drink. You understand? So you have to. Let me get that. Revelation 14:12. What you got?
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 14, verse 12.
So you want to keep in Revelation? We can stay in Revelation. Let's go.
Here is the patience of the saints.
You're a saint. We're the saints. Go ahead.
Here are they that keep the commandments of God and the faith of Jesus.
Read it again.
Here is the patience of the saints. Here are they that keep the commandments of God.
Here are they that keep the commandments of God, and what else?
And the faith of Jesus.
And the faith of Christ. Right? Yahweh Shai HaMashiach in the Hebrew. Go ahead.
This is the book of Job, chapter 5, verse 20.
Bring it out.
In famine, he shall redeem thee from death. and in war from the power of the sword.
And he's gonna save us from the power of the sword. Listen, he say he's gonna destroy the horse and his rider. That's what the police are. The horse and their rider. Listen, man, ain't nobody stop this. He's gonna destroy the horse and his rider. And they know us. Man, come on. Man, this ain't no play thing. This ain't no play. Let me get Zephaniah 2. Come on, who got it? Zephaniah 2.
Oh, all right.
Thank you. I thought you did. Start from the top.
This is the book of Zephaniah chapter 2 from the top.
Ezekiel 3.
Gather yourselves together.
See, we got to gather ourselves together. Go ahead.
Ye gather together, O nation not desired.
We're the nation not desired. You understand? We the ones that get gunned down in these streets. We the ones that's always getting locked up for petty crimes, right? And a lot of times for nothing, right? Go ahead.
Before the decree bring forth, before the day pass as the chaff, before the fierce anger of the Lord come upon you,
before them ICBM missiles, before the destruction of America comes, we got to gather together. We got to come back, right? That's why the brothers are back together. And our women ain't out here because this is not where they belong. You're fortunate to hear this right now. But guess what? People don't want us to do this. The world want to kill us when we do this. But guess what? Just like we got to be strong enough to do it, you got to be strong enough to know that you can lose your husband while he's doing this. And you got to love him even more so because of that. Go ahead. Embrace the warrior in him. Go ahead.
Before the day of the Lord's anger come upon you. Seek ye the Lord, all ye meek of the earth.
We got to be the meek of the earth. We got to seek the Most High. The meek means to be humble. Seek ye the Lord, all ye meek of the earth. Go ahead.
Which have wrought his judgment. Seek righteousness.
We got to seek righteousness.
Seek meekness.
Seek humility.
It may be, ye shall be hid in the day of the Lord's anger.
And then that day, you might be hid from the Lord's anger. See, they do that. They ride around with their American flag like, God bless America. Let me tell you something. God damn America. Because America is condemned. America is to be destroyed. The white man thinks that his infrastructure is going to stay up. But it's not, as it is written. Right? We're going to finish it with this for you. Terry Knott. Oh my God. You got a man?
Yeah.
Okay, don't try teaching him. Alright? Yeah. When you start doing what you're supposed to do, yeah, bring him here. Baby, I seen some strong, powerful brothers out on the corner the other day. You know what I'm saying? What? I need to.
Yeah, that ain't gonna get it
I
right.
told you.
Say that.
Baby, you ever heard about the Israelites? I guess we can start that way.
Been a part of the minorities. Fist up, middle finger to authority. Flow hotter than the oven mitt. On a mission, I be sticking to the covenant. Never go to war for the government. Widows crying out, asking where their husbands went. Had a broke heart, got it all intact. I had to leave my ex, she came crawling back. Fell up in the rap game, niggas started falling back. Niggas pledging leads to the flag, but I'm calling cap. Niggas rapping money, no precious metals. Wood grain steering wheel when the Lexus pedal. While we getting gunned down by these treacherous devils. On the real, I'm trying to build like Tetris levels.